Hello, everyone. Peeps here. So I recently crossed the 700-hour mark in Path of Exile 2. Um, I've never seen a game grow this fast in terms of content. The player retention for this league has been insane. Um, so I just wanted to take a few minutes and just talk about my thoughts on the game so far. So when I first came to PoE, I was coming from Diablo. Uh, I didn't really have any level of expectation. I knew it was going to be deeper than Diablo, but I mean, Diablo is a shallow puddle, so that's not hard to do. Um, but kind of right from the jump, the PoE 2's campaign just kind of grabs you. It's like, hey, pick your character. Cool, I'm going to take this guy. And then everyone else dies. Right from the jump, pulls you in. It's, and as you progress the story, it only builds on like your character's backstory. There's all these cool little interactions where if you're on a sorceress and you get to Act Two, they talk to you different than if you're on your druid or if you're on a mercenary. And it just it builds depth. It has high points. It has low points. It's in a pretty good state. It'll be a lot better once it's finished. And we have the last couple of acts to kind of tie this story together and close it out. Um, but so far, I've been really impressed. I think I've played through the campaign probably 10 times at this point. Um, Visually, the game is stunning. Even bad maps are still beautiful. Like, Mire is a terrible map, and it is still a really cool looking and well designed map. It's just a terrible map. Um, and that kind of leads me to my next point. My biggest critique so far is the the map meta. Right now the game is pushing us into a narrow corner where we're forced to run city maps for the best return on investment. It's just frustrating. We got this massive endless atlas, but you're incentivized to ignore like 90% of it and and only focus on finding the next city so that you can juice the next city. And I think it has a lot to do with the fourth tablet. Like, if you take the fourth tablet out of city maps, they're even par with everything else, and it kind of eliminates this. But I don't feel like taking the fourth tablet away just to bring down city maps is kind of the right way to go. I feel like it would feel a lot better if once you either fully completed your Atlas passive, there was a bonus node at the top that could only be allocated once you had all the nodes that says all maps can now have a fourth tablet. Like let us run it on all of them. So then we're incentivized to continue exploring and we don't need to say, "Oh, let me set this city up and ignore everything else." Um, I don't know how to fix it really. I know it's got to change. It's not a good content loop. It's probably the only negative content loop in all of point 0.5. Um, with the negative nonsense out of the way, when I first came to PoE, I rolled a druid last league, probably early April. So I roll a druid. I want to build a wyvern build. I'm standing in Act One, and I get introduced to the PoE2 community. Some random level 99 comes to the town and it invites me to a trade, puts 600 divs in, locks it in, never says anything, nothing. Gives me 600 divs off the bat and just vanishes like Robin Hood. It was the coolest experience ever. Um, I've been playing ARPGs since Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction came out in 2001. That's like 25 years, and I've never had someone just hand me an entire inventory worth of in-game currency, say nothing, and dip out. It's super neat. It was really awesome. Um, and it kind of inspired me. Like now I'll keep global chat on, and whenever I see someone like, hey, does anyone have like a cowardly inscription that I could get? Like, yeah, man, here. If I have something and I'm not trying to sell it, like here, you have it. I don't need it. I'm not going to use it. Take it. So it's been really cool to both receive that and to get to kind of pay it forward. Um, point 5 as a whole, GGG cooked, man. This at, from from all angles, bugs aside, it's a masterclass. Expedition went from a mechanic that most people, myself included, did not touch. Like, I don't care about it. Nothing I want comes from it. It was just a chore. And now it is arguably the hardest content in the game. It has an almost infinite scaling ceiling. Mirror tier builds get absolutely wrecked in there. It is truly an aspirational level while not being Temple from last league. Like it's only marginally better in payout, maybe double at best, but it's so much harder to get that 2x potential return. It's absolutely amazing. Breach, the tower defense game of Breach, where you're defending the towers while Aelith kind of does her thing, is really fun. And rolling into those Breach Hive areas and the walls coming down, the people from PoE1 weren't new to this, but for me, I had never seen it before. And you see the walls come down, and you just start getting flooded with fucking mobs. It is just it was overwhelming at first, but it is an insanely enjoying loop. And my personal opinion is Breach is probably the best money maker to difficulty ratio in the game. Uh, Almost any build can run Breach. Everyone gets the same drops. You get Hive Blood every time you clear a Breach. You're going to get a couple of the womb gifts. You go, you turn in your womb gifts. It almost always drops something valuable. It is probably the easiest money maker in the game. My buddy's done nothing but Breach. All he does is sell Catalyst all day long. He's never tried a farm, and he somehow still has 400 or 500 div. So, it, masterclass of, hey, do this to get into the end game money making. Ritual, it slaps. The bosses are intense. The first time that a multi bosses spawned inside that circle, I died immediately. It was cool. I wasn't even mad that I just lost my fight. It's fine. It was neat. It was kind of fun. Delirium, uh, post nerf Delirium is still challenging. Pre nerf Delirium was disgusting. I tried it the first time at like level 67 on a build that had no business trying it. Got my teeth kicked in. It was really fun, but it was hard. And I like that. I like hard content in games. And now I'm at a point where I run Delirium kind of everywhere. As you saw in my Atlas or my Infinite Atlas, I'm just putting Delirium wherever and just seeing what happens. Um, the economy's in a pretty good spot. There's not really any broken farms. Sure, Expedition at the top end pays more, but you know, you got to be really good and have a really good build to access that level of difficulty. So for everything else to be like you can make 50 to 60 divs on an Alk and Go strategy on kind of any content. Uh, and I think that's a good place for the economy to be. I think it's definitely led to some inflation, but uh, it is what it is. At least everyone can actually make currency, and There's not that feeling of, oh man, I'm not doing temple, so I'm missing out on everything. Or I'm not doing the hardest expedition, so I'm missing out on all the currency. Everything's kind of paying. That makes it really enjoying, um, and kind of keeps the economy healthy. And I think that has been a big help in player retention is the economy being so healthy that no matter what content loop you enjoy, you're going to get rewarded for it. Um, and I think that's probably one of the biggest in-game bonuses that you can have, is the player freedom to do what you enjoy and not feel like you're missing out. However, comma pause. It is not all sunshine. There were some crazy bugs. Um, there was this invisible mob that was spawning, and it spawned on a couple of my maps. You can't damage it. You can see its name on the screen. You can hover over wherever it's supposed to be, but you can't touch it. It can kill you though, and it will kill you. I lost a bunch of maps to that early on. It was super frustrating. Um, and then there's the randomly overpowered expedition mobs, where if you put things like what is it? It's like soul, the one where they summon allies, and then there's another modifier, I can't remember the name, but it essentially creates immortal summoners. You kill them, they can't take damage while their mob is alive. They revive their mob in 0.05 seconds. So unless you have a build that can do 20, 30 million instant damage, they're effectively immortal. That's also not great. I don't know that those modifiers should stack, but I don't want to see propagating modifiers go. So if that's just the risk you run by, hey, you might get to a mob where you can't kill, leave it. It's you either can kill it or you can't, and if you can't, stop picking one of those mods that are propagating. Um, I don't know that that's an actual bug. It's just it's a frustration point. I know that. Um, weapon set passives. I kind of hate them, and by kind of hate them, I mean I don't like them at all. I get that I only want certain passives active at certain points in time. Like I get it. I'm running a twister build on my mercenary at the moment. I understand. I got a lot of attack speed in set one. I don't need that in set two, so I allocate it over here. I don't like the explanation, or I don't like having dead points. You only get 123 points, 124 points now, um, to start with. And you're asking me to give up 48 of those for weapon set passives that only work when I'm using this weapon. And I got that you don't have to do it. They can just be dead stats when you're, using a two-handed versus when you're using a one-handed. Or you're doing an attack speed, but you don't need attack speed on the next thing. I got it. I don't think it's a good implementation. I think weapon set passives would be a lot better if they were essentially 48 more points that could only be allocated in that set. And they're only active in that set. And if you use them, you use them. And if you don't, you don't. But right now, I feel like giving up essentially 48 points to have them only allocated on a conditional, it doesn't, I don't enjoy it. I don't like it. And I use it and I still don't like it. Um, despite those frustration though, it has been a long time since I've played an ARPG for essentially 700 hours straight. I think since I started PoE, I think there may be one, maybe two nights where I played anything else at all. Like I'm at the point right now where if I'm logging in, like I don't even want to make content, I just want to play. But I got to make content so that I can try and not have to work as much. Maybe one day. But uh there's still tons for me to learn. There's so many strategies. Point 5 proves that GGG is listening to the players. It proves that they care. The game's a solid 9, 8.5 to 9 for me. There was too many bugs, too many performance issues. I can't give you a 10. You're an 8.5 to a 9, and you're easily the best ARPG on the market. Um, anyway, if you've if you've ran into those immortal mobs or have a different take on the city meta, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see if I'm the only one feeling the squeeze. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you made it this far. Um, please don't forget to like, subscribe, all that nonsense to help the algorithm. Let me know you enjoy this sort of content, and I'll see you tomorrow for a another video. I think it's an expedition video tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, peace.